I'm going to talk about my misbehaving cartomisers. I've solved the problem. Do you remember I boiled them and then I couldn't get them to work properly, except one. But I found the solution. Inside them, when they come out and you dried them off, you need to blow through the end that connects to the battery, and you put it on a tissue and you blow like hell, and water comes out. So I think they were just waterlogged, because this is the one I want to show you now. It's jolly good. That gives my normal good hit on the back of my throat, and so I think that's the way to do it. You must remember to blow very hard through the cartomiser. I was going to say arse about face, but the other way to what you normally draw into, so that the battery end is the bit you put in your mouth and you blow like crazy, and water or liquid that's trapped there will come out into the tissue, and then you're gone, you're away. So I solved that problem. I have some e-juice or some fluid for my electronic cigarettes. It's the one I bought with my old set, which I showed you in my last video. And I see it's got a little label and a tobacco leaf on it. Now I'm learning about e-juice. You can get some that has got chemical nicotine in, and some that has got nicotine from the tobacco plant. So I think that's the one I've got in that bottle. But I think it's too strong, because as I draw in, it really feels hot and burny and gives me a too great a hit on the back of my throat. And so I've decided I'm going to try and be brave, and my husband is buying some pure glycerine, and I'm going to cut that bottle. It's 3/4 full, and I'm going to add some, just randomly fill it up with glycerine, and I'm going to see what happens. It ought to reduce the amount of nicotine in it, because the harder the hit, the stronger the nicotine. And so I've had another thought. You know that feeling when you are missing cigarettes when you first start vaping? And my sister's struggling with that at the moment. But I've had a thought about that. If you have a cigarette, you can sit and puff for however long it takes to finish the cigarette. Very satisfying. A smoke break. But with vaping, if your e-juice is too strong, you only need a puff or two to vape once or twice, and your nicotine has been filled, the craving has been filled, but it hasn't satisfied the feeling that you want to just sit and have a smoke break. So I'm going to experiment on getting nicotine that is less strong, and so you could sit and say have a 10-minute vape break instead of a cigarette break, because I find when I vape I can only take 2 or 3 vapes and then I'm completely satisfied. I can't do it for as long as a cigarette. So that's my new experiment. So what I'm telling you is I sorted the problem with the cartomisers. I just needed to blow like hell, arse about face, and all the water came out, and they're working beautifully. All of it. I've got some e-juice, which I think is too high in nicotine content, which I'm going to cut with glycerine and see how that works. And I'm going to follow through the idea that for people who are changing from smoking to vaping, that perhaps not getting such a strong e-juice might be a good idea. Maybe that is what is missing, the smoke break. And so to have a longer vape break, you need less nicotine, but you would still make the vapor, and it would still be a nice hobby. It would be a nice relaxing time when you could play with the vapor. So that's where I'm at now. My sugar is normal still, so the caveman diet is working a treat. I'm feeling energetic, optimistic, and I'm on a roll. So here's another of these. If you hate them, don't watch. And if you like them, blessings. Thanks for vaping with me.